Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Tura Low Voltage LED Wall Sconce. This video is going to be used for two different style numbers. We're going to be using it for the 201393. We're also going to be using it for the 201396, and the only difference is the glass option on those two things. So let's get into the size of the fixture body itself, and that's really the size of the decoration, the decorative element down below. So this is coming in at 15 inches from here to here, okay? And then it's coming in at 16.5 inches, and that's going to be from here to here. And then the projection, that's from the wall coming out, is coming out at 11.5. When we get into overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture, so don't forget, it's right down here, to the top of the back plate. And you have a pretty big range to play with on here. It's going to give you a range anywhere from 18.3 all the way to 77.3. And how they do that, let's check it out. So let's look at the installations instructions and kind of help explain it. Over on this side of the screen, midway down, there's a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF, so open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list, all these things that I have in front of me, as well as more things. It's also going to show you how the glass goes in, has threading at the top of it and just screws. You put this on first, kind of hold on to it, and this is going to screw basically onto the socket setup. Now beyond that, it's also going to show you some important things about the back plate on this, and that's a round back plate that's 5.5 inches in diameter. It's going to be holding a transformer that's going to transform your line voltage in your house down to low voltage going through the cable down to that socket. No halogens are going to be used on this, don't forget. It's LED only. Anyway, so that back plate, there's some nice drawings of the inside of it and how the transformer sits inside your 4-inch junction box. That's all going to be on those installations instructions, so check them out and you'll be able to see that. It'll also talk about how you basically are going to feed the wire through, get this as long as you want it to be, and then you're going to be cutting that wire in the back. So there you go. Why don't we get into that glass really quick? So the 201393, that's going to be the seated glass, which is basically a clear glass with lots of little air bubbles. It's actually a double glass, which is pretty cool. There's glass in glass and an airspace between them. I don't know how they actually do it, but it's rather beautiful. And that's one option. The other option is going to be a frosted version of this too. So the frosted one's going to be more opaque. You won't see the bulb so much. This one is a little bit on the clear side, so just keep those things in mind. Now let's hop into what's going on as far as the socket setup goes. It's going to be using a G4 socket. Okay, very common socket, easy to get the bulbs. The max on this you're going to be able to use is a 4-watt LED. And a 4-watt LED in a G4 is going to be the equivalent light output of a 40-watt halogen. And it kind of goes down from there. So it goes 4-watt, 3-watt, 2-watt, and 1.5-watt. Once you get down to that 1.5-watt, that's going to be the equivalent of a 20-watt halogen. And it's a dimmable fixture. You do want to make sure that if you want to go dimmable, make sure it really says it on the either on the box if you're in a hardware store. If you're buying these online, make sure it's clearly written there. Very important. The light output comes in different colors when you were looking at this. And the best way to go find this, quite honestly, is probably on Amazon. Just putting in the search G4, 4-watt, dimmable, 3000 Kelvin LED, and I'll get into the 3000 Kelvin now. So when you're looking at the color of light, in all these videos I talk about the differences in colors of light coming out of LEDs that are offered. Normally things are going to be offered anywhere from 2700 Kelvin, which is going to be a super yellow light, all the way over to what's called daylight. Daylight is a little misnomer. Daylight sounds warm. It's really kind of like an overcast day where it's that bluish white light. And that's going to be 4000, 5000, 6000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale. In the middle of all that is going to be called warm white, and that's what we use in our showroom. That's the light coming down in my hands right now from these LEDs above, and that's 3000 Kelvin. So it's up to you what you get, but this is kind of like what we like. So anyway, so you're going to be looking basically for a 4-watt G4, dimmable most likely, but you don't have to do it. It's really up to you, and go from there. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a what's on display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.